Welcome back to our Dream in the Woods. Continuing progress on the Barndominium do-it-yourself build here. We are got all kinds of little projects going on. Today I'm going to start working on putting some board of the board and batten up. The electrical inspector should be here today. I'm working by myself today, but then Eric will be off this weekend, so we'll get some other projects done. Hopefully start pulling some wire. Anyway, lots going on. It's back to being summertime again. The windstorm is over, and it's just going to be a nice summer day. Probably highs 85 or something like that. So let's get to it. So I don't know if you can see, but I have a yellow line across the whole piece here, and that's where I laser lined that mark. It's about 5 inches down from the metal, and so that'll give it a good exposure and protection above it. So anyway, looks okay. Not perfect. Two intersecting line, those didn't quite match up there, but at least from the eye it should be fine. Looking at the inside of the wall and looking at all my anchor points, and so got a nice 2x6 there, and I just kind of give me a reference. I did a grease pencil on the window, 2x10 up there, and then 2x6 at the very top. So I'll at least put 2 in on that joint. I didn't have anything on the lower joint, so I just cut a 2x4 in here. It's not really attached. I just wedged it in there. And I think that when I put a screw in there, it'll suck it tight and give it something to support there. So we'll see if it works. If not, I'll have to screw it from the outside with a smaller screw. But figure out that at that time. So I have everything taped, the bottom seam taped. Some of that liquid flashing around where the rafter beam comes out, so that's sealed, and then a piece of tape up top there, so it's sealed. If there's a crack, I try to get that, get some liquid flash in there, so I think it's good. If there, I checked all the nail holes, and if there's anything that protrudes in past the surface, put some liquid flash on top of that. I don't know, I think it's as good as it gets. I am not going to put a flashing above the window. I feel like this is protected up there, but I am going to flash those pieces down there, the vent pipes that are coming out. So first board to the right here. I got the first few boards up. I don't know. I think it looks cool. Are they perfect? No. I mean, some thicknesses are not sitting exactly flush. Once I put the soffit material up, then I'll put a 3-inch board that goes up, and then the battens will come down off of that. So still the battens to come. And I think that we'll probably do a touch-up stain on it and just coat them one more time by hand and see how it goes. Well, so far so good. Cut one board short, looks like a inch and a half, but there's going to be a 3-inch trim piece that goes there, plus that 3/4 of an inch of soffit material, so that'll get covered up. I'm trying to leave a little gap in between, trying to keep them level. That bottom is going to be difficult. I'm just going off that reference line of the yellow, and we'll see how I do. With one person, it might be a little wavy, but on this side, it's going to be hard to tell. But so far, so good. I need to go get some more boards. Keep going. Well, I got not quite halfway, about 3 or 4 feet short of the halfway mark. But just getting the groove of doing everything. Well, quite a bit of variation in those boards, but I think with that stain, it'll even out. You can see where the stickers are, and I think that will even out too with the sun and such. So that bottom edge, pretty hard to get perfect. I don't think it really matters up here. It's going to be very hard to see it from down below, but I'm doing the best I can with that. So anyway, we've got all the boards stained up for the remainder of the roof, this section up here. Let them dry out. I got to work tomorrow and get back out here. Back at it again today. Just hit the halfway mark. Some variations are in how much stain is showing up on those boards, but I think that the sun will do what it's going to do, and then we're going to put another coat on after the battens are up, and it'll be what it is. So even in the stack here, quite a bit of difference there. So this thing here, collated screw gun, that's Dane's idea. It's a good deal. And so that's a Samson strong tie. It takes up to 2.5-inch screws, and that's what I have in it now. And then I have some 1 5/8 that I'm going to use for the soffit material. So time saver, especially doing it by yourself. Very nice. Otherwise, you cut stuff with the skill saw, you get a little sawdust on here. That blower is a good deal too, because it gets slick right away as soon as you put some sawdust on this roof. So anyway, we got a nice little straight stretch 10-foot wall that doesn't have any protrusions, so that'll be nice. Those blowers will go up fast. And then a couple windows, one vent pipe there, and then that's the stove, natural gas fireplace intake and exit there, the big thing. So yeah, going good. A lot of prep work. I'm taping that upper one there, taping around and using the flashing liquid flash around the rafter beams, just sealing everything I can, putting zip tape on that upper section of the flashing. Any kind of nail hole that doesn't look right gets sealed up. So just trying to do a good job of that. And yeah, now it's the easy part. Putting up the boards, kind of the fun part. Well, look what I have. New clutch. Directions, not too much. Incorrect, correct. Okay, follow that. So that's this piece here. We'll get that taken off. See what we have. Well, I just got it to pop loose. I had a heck of a time trying to figure out how to get these pulleys in, and it just isn't room. And so I did take the shield off back there, give us some room, but I was able to get two in. And then my idea was just to get a little tension, and then with a rubber mallet just kind of give it a little pop, and it broke loose. So anyway, success there. That took me a little while to figure out something that would work. Well, we're back together there. That wasn't too bad once the pulley was, or once the clutch was off. As far as wear, a video I watched online had far fewer pads there than this. I think you can definitely see that metal. It's just not, it looks all shiny. I think that's bad, and I think there's some heat you can tell there. And then on the pulley itself, there's definitely a little lip there. So I'm just hoping this fixes the problem. I kind of been chasing things on the Sawmill. This now has all new bearings. I don't know. Hopefully this fixes it. So I'll put a saw blade on, get things back in order, and let's see what it does. All right, the saw is working great. Did the 2-log trick here, so I made a cant 7 inches wide, and I think there's 12 boards. Flipped it off the mill, put the second log on, made a cant. It just happened to be 12 boards thick, also 7 inches wide. So then I lifted that back up here, and so now I'm ready to buzz some boards off. I don't know if that makes it more efficient or not, but I do get 2 boards with each pass. And then I'll run it down till it's about a 6-inch. So I have 6 boards left, and then I'll use that as my backstop and then mill all of the flitches, which are those guys there. And I think there's 8 boards there. So 12 and 12 is 24 plus 8, 32. So averaging over 15 boards a log. That's pretty good. This was the first log. I think I got 15 boards out of that. So we're cutting. We're doing good. Feels good to have it function again. Well, this is today's haul. I got 58 boards out of 4 trees, or 4 logs. Everything's cutting good. Feels good to be back on there, not having any troubles. So good stuff there. And so this has, I already had 29 boards there. So I think we are up to 57 or 87 boards. And so 63 left to kind of meet my goal and get this delivered up there. This is all going to be soffit material. And the reason why there's so much is I have that covered porch, so it took quite a bit more boards than that. and it's just a big structure. So anyway, glad to be back on the mill. Glad it's working. I got one more solid day and I should have this licked. Little update on the electrical progress. Starting to get some exterior boxes mounted for lights and power. So that's happening kind of around the structure. Inside here, starting to see some wire, some home runs come in. So I think we have 10 home runs already in. So some good progress there. Yeah, it's happening. I don't know what percentage of wiring we got done, but probably a quarter anyway. Still haven't started working upstairs or kind of in this northeast corner, so, or the garage or anything like that. So, but things are happening. Even in the ceiling, starting to get some wire up there and the plans. Most of the fixtures are on their way, so we can have them here to kind of look at things. So yeah, exciting. Eric gets all the kudos for this. I'm just the helper, he's the brains. Out here pounding it out. Did the first 2 logs, and they were similar size as this, maybe just slightly smaller, but got 28 boards. They all look good. So next 2 logs up, and I'm going to try to finish this pile. I need 63 to 70, somewhere in there, just to make it flat. Anyway, 22 rows of 7 each. So 154 boards. Anyway, getting after it. Warm, probably about 85 out here. I am running a little fan kind of in the background. I don't have it on right now because of the noise, but it seems to help. And at least I'm in the shade. Saw's running great. Keep on getting to it. All right, those last 2 logs got me up to 58. So I got 15 boards a piece on that. And now I'm 9 boards short of having my goal. It's a big old butt log, and I'm gonna try to just get a couple pieces out of here. I see this stuff here, and it's kind of wavy there. Is there a chance this could have some figure? I see all those guys cutting hardwoods and burls and cool stuff, and of course I want some of that. This is the only thing that remotely looks like it. So I'm gonna cut a couple pieces and see what it looks like. Well, after all that, I don't know. It kind of seems like maybe in this camera it looks better than it does in a real person. Yeah, it looks kind of funky in the camera when I'm taking video, but it doesn't look as cool in person. So anyway, maybe I'll keep those 2 pieces and let them lay around for a while. So kind of different. First load getting ready to take out of here. Finally. All right, load number 2 all ready to go. So 154 boards per stack. 308 total. 1 by 7 by 10s. That's about just shy of 1,800 board feet of milled lumber. Good looking stuff. You can always have straight lines of stickers on one side, but the other side, I'm less picky, or I just don't have time to fool with that. So it gets to be a little more of a, you try, but it's good enough. Let's get on the road. Just checking out the kiln here. Thick and thin. Just beautiful looking timbers going in here. Looks like they have them on a rail cart. Pretty cool. So this heats up through the floor. In-floor heat is their main heat. So they have a few small heaters there, but everything's in the heat, and they heat it up to about 140, 150 degrees. Pretty cool. So these are free of heart 12 by 14s from the Oregon coast. Pretty awesome. Well, it felt good to get those boards finally dropped off up at Thick and Thin in Bonners Ferry. That'll, she said, probably about 2 weeks. Gonna go in their kiln for the weekend. Sounds like they do about a 3-day cure on that, and then if it needs it again, they will. But those 1 by won't cause that. But that thicker material may go through several cycles before they're dry to the percentage they want. So, and then another week or so to have them planed up. So that's all soffit material and the ceiling for the overhang, all that area. So I need those back, but I got lots to do in between. So it's good to get some of the boards up on the structure. The look is cool. We're happy with that. We think that the white pine is going to look quite a bit different than the ponderosa pine. So it'll just kind of have different faces of the barn, but it'll be cool. So electrical is continuing. Eric is plunging forward on that, taking the lead, and it's happening. So that's a good feeling too. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. So we'll see what the next video brings, but more progress, probably not as fast as I want, but it's happening. So beautiful summer days out here, so it's just nice to enjoy that too. So anyway, guys, have a good evening, day, or wherever this video finds you. We'll catch you the next one. Good night.